Hello everybody, Shift Your Mindset here, new episode. The Jehovah's Witnesses are slacking. Especially in card witnessing, what we will discuss today. Today's topic. Why? Because I was looking at a YouTube video, was just uploaded, about a Christian pastor who confronted the people in a mall or whatever who were doing card witnessing. And normally I'm not a big fan of people starting to debate Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever. It's not my cup of tea. I respect that other people do that to have flaws or something, but I will upload the link in the description of this video. He was very polite, he was very empathic, he was complimenting them. He loved the way that they are going out, the intensity of believing in that religion, that they are warning people, that they do what they do. So he gave them a lot of compliments. But also, just like the JWs do, he started asking questions. And it was a woman, and I think with her husband, older couple, experienced JWs. And you have to be experienced when you're doing card witnessing. Let's state the facts. In the Elder Shepherd of the Flock book, it's about determining who may participate in public witnessing. Determining who may participate. So already know it's not for everybody, it's not for all the rank and files. I left 5 years ago. I think the standards have been lowered now. If I look at the people inside my city here, our policy in my congregation was elders and their wives, ministerial servants and their wives were already approved. They were the backbone of the congregation when it comes to card witnessing, because they are exemplary and so they are good to go for card witnessing. You have to have a certain knowledge, they dress nicely the way you wanted in that time, no pants and stuff in that time when I was there, but they could defend Jehovah God with the Bible. They have knowledge, they know how it works, they know how the iPad is working, they can direct people, they can have a normal conversation without standing there and just saying, I don't know. So the Congregation Service Committee will select qualified baptized publishers to participate in this feature of the ministry. Doesn't say ministerial servant or elders, so I think they lowered the bar a little bit. In our congregation, they were good to go. Other people would be reviewed by a committee if they can participate in card witnessing or not. Those selected should be ones who present themselves in a dignified way. Their appearance and dress should be professional. They should demonstrate discernment and a willingness to witness in different public settings. Willingness. Enjoy and promote good relations with others. Enjoy, big smile, stand tall, head high. Enjoy, promote good relations. What is a good relation? That is everybody who's coming towards your card. You draw them in with your energy, you stay calm, you laugh, you be respectful and stuff like that. How was it in this video that I saw? I saw that they already thought, hey, someone is coming to the card. And he starts asking questions. He started, when did you become a witness? Where are you from? All that other stuff, small talk. And so far so good. But I always look at the intention of something. And he had a good intention. He had the intention just like the JWs. He believes what he believes is true. Jehovah's Witnesses believes that what they believe is true. So one of the first answers is why you are a Jehovah's Witness. It's the truth. It's a basic answer we always get. It's not an explanation. It's just what's stored here. It's the truth. But explain. But they don't explain it. It's the truth. Okay. So he was talking about the last days and that it was not a future event, but in the generation fulfilled in Jesus' time. Pompeii he mentioned as an earthquake, there were wars, there were whatever, and it was fulfilled in that time. Then the JW said, yeah, but we also believe in a greater fulfillment. Matthew 24, preaching all over the world. He said, but Paul also said that there's been preaching to all in that time. So it was already worldwide for that time. And then I noticed the first red flag in the conversation. The woman asks, what's your point? So they don't like it. Somebody has to come to their cart and eat everything they say, so they can spew words at other people. But if someone is giving them a reply, then you see like a deer in the headlights. Did you ever drive on a road in the forest or whatever, and it was dark and suddenly you see those two big bright eyes as a deer in a headlight? They shook. They stand still, they freeze, and that's what's happening here. And then you see a typical JW response, and I call it the fight or flight mode. And nowadays, the old JWs were fighting, and I think it's way better. We always make jokes about the foot between the door when you go into ministry and stuff like that. I knew people who actually did that just to convince them about the Trinity and stuff like that. And now they are fighting no more, but they are fleeing. They are fleeing the scene. And what's your point? If you know it all, why are you talking to us? How disrespectful is that? If someone takes the time to come up to you and have a civil conversation, and yes, you can disagree with each other, but what's the problem? If you are convinced that you have the truth, what is it that scares you that much? That you have to be condescending to someone? If you know it at all, why are you talking to us? How in the name of Jesus, of Jehovah, or whatever you believe in, is that representing his standards? Jesus wasn't talking to people like that. And she said, we're following Jesus Christ in the ministry and stuff like that. And then you say this to someone who takes the time to have a civil conversation, who compliments you guys for standing there, for sticking up with what you call the truth, and then you treat him like that. And then he says, don't you believe that I'm lost? The pastor said. Because he sensed that they want to get rid of them. But he said that's modern day American thinking of you. That we agree to disagree. That's what she said. We agree to disagree. He said that's modern way American thinking. But Jesus said, I'm the way, I'm the truth. Yeah, but we don't have to debate. Who calls it a debate? Why can't you call it a civil conversation? And then he said, John 1:1, he said about Jesus with God and is God. So you have no answers. And then it turned badly. Have a great day. They want to be civil, but in the tone and the intention and the body language, you see they want to get rid of you. But we're also not asking you to come to our door and harass us with what you are thinking is true, and that we have to think that way. And I always look at body language. You see the eyes of the woman. She is not paying attention. She's not even looking at him. And you're representing God on earth. You're doing his job. You are chosen and qualified to do his job. To be a card witnessing Jehovah's Witness. You stop looking at somebody. You see it with the hands and the arms over each other. The closure. I don't care anymore. She's looking left around the pillar and to her right. That's the flight response. She is looking for a way out to end this situation. You see that she's looking, how can I get away as soon as possible? I'm not comfortable anymore. And how is that possible, people? If you love Jehovah, if you have the truth, if whatever someone is saying you, he was nice, he was polite, but even if he was swearing at you, insulting you, whatever, you just stand there and think, bring it on. Bring it on. I'm not gonna move. I love Jehovah. I have no fear. Nothing can hurt me because Jehovah is standing behind me. The angels are behind me. Whatever you think, no one can hurt you. No one can hurt your feelings. But clearly, she wants to pack up because she's looking and things like that. She wants to flee the scene. And that's cowardness. Because why are you fleeing if you choose that spot to stand? But you standing there, you're hoping that no one is having a conversation with you. You're just counting hours. You're not fulfilled at any point, because I did a lot of card witnessing and it's depressing because no one is stopping. They are at a busy point where everybody was in a hurry. So after 2 hours, maybe one of them took a card, and if they are taking a card, also the shepherd of the flock says that displaying literature and publishers should widely publicize JW.org should be trained how to highlight its features. So even in the Shepherd of the Flock book, they are trained now to send you to the website. And you see it in multiple videos online. They're not engaging in a conversation. They just give you a card. Go to jw.org. There are the answers on all your questions. We don't want to answer them. That's the attitude that the Jehovah's Witnesses have nowadays. They're not a beacon of light. They are not the light in a dark place. They are just shoveling you off as soon as possible, as quick as possible, to just stand there with a cup of coffee and gossiping about other people in the congregation hall and stuff like that. They have no intention to, it isn't in their hearts anymore. That fire, that battle to defend Jehovah and stuff like that. And that woman stopped looking at him, is looking around them. She wants to flee the scene. And she does, because she leaves. She packs up her water bottle or whatever it is, and she just leaves. She let that man stand there alone, her husband. She wanted to pack up the cart, but he said no, because she already took the sign off. But he said no, and then she went. She left. How humiliating it is. That's the word. But she thinks she's in her right, and she has a nice story to share in the congregation hall. Oh, there was a guy and he was harassing us and stuff like that. No, he was challenging you. Just like Jesus was challenged by the Pharisees and other people in the temple. But he stood his ground. And you are scared. Scared little girl and running away. What example are you giving us? Because I have where it is? Yes, here. Acts 18:28. For publicly and with great intensity, he thoroughly proved the Jews to be wrong, showing them from the scriptures that Jesus is the Christ. In that whole clip, they're referring to Matthew 25:4, stuff like that, but they never had the Bible in their hand. He never said, oh, let us take the scripture you said, John 1:1. Let's see it in our Bible, how we believe it's true. And after that, whatever you say, I stick to what Jehovah is saying in my Bible. I respect your belief, you respect my belief. Good friends, thank you for your talk. And then it's done. He leaves. But because they have no answer, because they don't take the Bible, there is no conversation left, because they are standing there with a mouth full of teeth, without teeth, and just rambling things that they rehearsed in their head. Acts 9:29. And he spoke and disputed against the Hellenists. For the weapons, 2 Corinthians 10:4-5. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. Just a few scriptures to demonstrate that Jesus refuted the Jews in public, showing by the scriptures that he, the Christ, was Jesus. You are not showing in public that you are a follower of Christ and Jehovah, because you are too busy with insulting other people. If you believe that, why are you here then? Being condescending, you are looking for an escape route. You're standing there, not even looking him in the eyes. You don't make a connection because you don't want a connection, because it's all getting too, I don't know what to do. And then you leave the scene. And do you think you conquered the heart of that lost soul? Because he's a Christian pastor, he's a lost soul, he doesn't have the truth. With what image, with what thinking do you leave him there at the scene? Would we respect Jehovah's Witnesses more or less after this? So, guys, I think they are slacking, because door to door was much more powerful back in the old days. If I look at my father, the intensity where he was defending the faith, he knew all scriptures by heart. Now in this year, I never had one visit of a Jehovah's Witnesses here. I don't know where they are. I never ever Wherever I go in the city, I never see door-to-door preaching. But I see cards at the corner of the street. I see almost of the time, I see 3 people at the cards, which 2 of them are sitting mostly. They have a chair with them. They are looking at their mobiles with their heads down. They don't make eye contact like we are trained to do. I was trained to do. Look who's making a contact, and if you have contact, maybe he comes to you because you have an open attitude, not a closed one. It's like being in sales. If you have an open attitude, people are more attracted to you. If you are closed, looking down, looking away, not looking at them, sitting on your phone, whatever, you already know, I've lost this one. And I thought it was to look who's interested. But if I go here into town, people are not even looking at you. They don't care about other people coming into the truth. They're just standing there to be active, to make some hours, to check that box, but they don't want a civil conversation. They only want people and shove them as quickly as possible to the jw.org site because they are not prepared anymore to engage in a civil conversation. They haven't learned any scriptures by heart anymore. It's all on that iPad, and they even started to leave out the whole Bible thing. They are not quoting for the Bible. The Bible was a weapon, the instrument of power, of knowledge, and everybody respects authority the Bible has. You don't see Bibles anymore, also not on the screens anymore. In this whole conversation, they didn't take an iPad out or a physical Bible to show him what they are believing. They were not defending the truth in any way. So they're definitely slacking, in my opinion. They lowering the bar so much that no one is taking them seriously anymore. Bible students, they were called back in the days. Bibelforscher in Deutschland. But there's nothing left of this religion in the field of ministry. The whole map changed. They don't have that deeper knowledge anymore from the scriptures. So, in my opinion, they are slacking. They are lowering the bar. They make it less fun for themselves. Because if you are having a good conversation and you have a different opinion, but mutual respect, without judging another person, I think that's, if I have one of those conversations a day, I would be very happy because I learned from him, he learned from me, we had a good conversation, I stood by my opinion, he stood by his opinion, but we respect each other and we laugh with each other, we shake each other's hand and we can be just civil to each other instead of fleeing the scene. So guys, please, Jehovah's Witnesses, step it up. Thank you for watching. See each other on the next episode.